Well, according to the Crimes Against Children Research Center, 1 in 7 children are threatened by online predators while they're on the internet. It's an alarming statistic that should open the eyes of every parent all across the world. And while the internet might be a helpful resource to our children, it can also be a dangerous virtual reality that is extremely hard to police and to monitor. And so joining us today as part of a series on social networking sites for our kids is YourSphere.com founder and president, Mary Kay Hole. Mary Kay, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
All right, so in light of everything that I said here at the top, you developed a social networking site just for kids. Tell us about it.
Well, YourSphere.com is a site just for kids and teens that gives them the best of the internet, the ability to create, play, connect, win prizes, earn scholarships, but we do something radical. We apply common sense and we've put children's safety and privacy first.
It's funny you call that radical because that's not always done, you know, at other websites. And, you know, some of the adult websites are just for that, adults, but then we find a lot of kids on that website. What made you want to start Your Sphere?
Well, I'm a mom of 5, and like every parent out there, I care about the safety and well-being of my children. But those sites, those networks that children are participating on, they were created by and meant for adults.
Right.
So as a result, kids are exposed to inappropriate content. Their safety and privacy is at risk. So I wanted to give my kids, you know, like the rest of their life, all of the good things that exist in the internet, but make sure they have a positive and safety-first experience.
You know, and that's an interesting point because it's important that our kids are technology savvy, tech savvy, right, so to speak. But at the same time, you want to monitor what they do and where they go on the internet. So how important is it for our children to be technologically involved?
It's very important. And thanks to technology, Danielle, we are raising the smartest generation of kids.
My kids know more than I do about computers, that's for sure.
And because of it, kids are required to be digitally literate in school. Kids have to learn good online citizenship. It's so important that kids learn that what they do online has real-world consequences. So it's important that kids are involved, that they have the opportunity to use all of the great technology tools, but then again, learn about good online citizenship as part of that experience.
It's true. You know, one of the things you and I were talking about right before we went on air here is that, you know, I walked in on my child watching a music video that he loved on the radio, the song, but then he wanted to watch the music video, and I was appalled at what that music video told. Really grown-up content. There are a lot of risks, right, to our kids being online. What would you say are some of the greatest risks?
Well, number one, 7 out of 10 children are exposing too much personal information about themselves, their location, their phone number, because on these sites oftentimes they're asked for that information. That puts their online safety at risk. 1 in 3 children know another child that's been bullied. Unfortunately, anonymity, which is common on the internet, allows for behavior that isn't acceptable offline. 1 in 7 children are unfortunately aggressively sexually solicited online. And sadly, unlike the real world, registered sex offenders are able to participate on large social networks and share their content on large social networks. So really, while social networking and social media are wonderful tools, there's just a simple lack of common sense safeguards for our children.
One of the other things that we talked about is even with my own child, because I'm so fearful, I've kind of kept him a little bit away from the internet, and his teacher's like, oh, he's doing great in school, but he needs to get on the computer more. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I've kind of shielded him from that. So if our child does want to go on the computer, does want to go on a social networking site, you're saying that Your Sphere is probably their best bet.
Well, Your Sphere, again, puts the safety and privacy of children as our number 1 priority. So what does that mean? It means, like the real world, number 1, a parent provides consent. Most parents don't know that there's a federal law in place called the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, and it makes it illegal for a child to click a box and join a website that says they're 13. That website is also breaking the law, allowing your child under the age of 13 to join. So no reason to lie about your age. We require parental consent. We make sure everybody is who they say they are so we can get rid of anonymity and all of the behavior that affords. And then once inside, this is age-appropriate content. Your Sphere gives kids the ability to create based on their interest in sports and music and performing arts and fashion. We give them contests to participate in, credits to earn to go shop in the gift gallery for free, and the ability to get the social connection that they want. But again, all with their safety and privacy first as a priority.
That's a great thing because they can connect with people all across the country, like I know that your son did. He connected with 2 beautiful young twin girls from Virginia, is is it?
Yes, yes.
And they're here in the studio
Yes,
today,
they're
or
here.
in the green room. They met for the first time, but in a very safe, as you said, controlled environment.
Yes, it's so important. And social media and the internet, they're wonderful tools. But again, it was just time that our children's safety came first online. So that's why, as the mom founder of the site, I wanted to give kids all of the things that we as parents want for our children, and kids the best of the internet.
Well, I think you've done that with your sphere. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing this morning on the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And for parents at home, if you want to sign your child up for a safe social networking experience, you can simply visit the website. It's yoursphere.com.